It's Shop Talk by No. It's where we hear their stories and shape your future.
The topic of this conversation really is called when the road gets tough, right? They say like the tough gets going, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You could stay in it, make a couple switches and change ups and still stick with it, or you could abandon it.
I tell people if it's worth it, you'll go through it, but I don't support burnout. I don't support like sitting in depression.
Right.
If it's not something that it starts with your mentality and your perspective.
Mindset. There's always valleys and peaks in every business. And sometimes you're stuck in the valley for a long time before you get to a peak.
Like I'm in that corner office and there were those moments and I had to grapple with, you know what, there's more to who I am than what that title is and what that office is and what, you know, all those things.
All right, so we've all made some significant pivots in our life.
Oh yeah.
In our careers. Let's talk about it. We're going to get into it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about some pivots, some crazy pivotal moments. Anybody? Like, what's that one thing?
I walked out of my job at the height of my career.
Hell yeah. We're like, hell yeah. Wow.
I was the breadwinner. And 7 years ago, I said, I'm done. I was C-suite and I needed some change.
And you had like a major fashion career.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people, right? You had a major fashion career and you literally just
walked out.
Bye.
I handed in my papers to the CEO, my boss, and said, today's my last day. And I walked out.
Wow. Anyone else? Like
I'm right there with her. 2 years ago, I decided after 15 years of working in a family business, a 120-year-old cigar business, vice president of brand development, I had a sales team looking toward the U.S. market, Central America, and Europe. And one day I said, I'm done. And I walked away from a family business, which was hurtful. I mean, I still don't talk to my father today. But I know in the long run, he's going to be very happy and proud of me.
So, proud of you.
Yeah, it just takes time. But it was hardest thing I've ever done and probably the best thing I've ever done. So.
Yep.
Okay,
growth.
So like looking at this, 7 years, 2 years, and Chloe, like what?
Well, I'm just crazy pivot all the
You're
time.
like all the
So
time.
it's
You're like, I don't
the
stay
nature of
anywhere
my
for
You're
too
like,
long.
just
I
keep
gotta
doing
go.
it.
Yeah,
Gotta go. Not
but
serving.
I don't really call them pivots. I call them 2.0s.
Yep.
So I always tell women, because
Exactly
women are
what we call
multifaceted by nature, and they try to put us in a box. So I think what we're doing is when we pivot is we're saying, don't put us in a box.
And we're
So I
learning.
encourage people, and I say it's not a pivot, it's a 2.0.
I love it.
And all you're doing is adding something to that brand expansion.
Well,
if
you
will.
learn.
So I'm always into expanding once it makes sense, and it goes to the integrity of what I stand for. So
I love it.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay, so
guys
I love
that
that you
did
said that, but you know what? I have to ask like a real raw question. Is there ever a time when you were like, shit, I wish I wouldn't have done that?
Oh yeah,
100%.
there's
Yeah.
sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Dang.
There
7
are
years ago, you're like, did I
sleepless-
really make the
Yeah.
right
Sleepless
decision?
nights. There
Should I
are
have done this?
yes,
Yeah.
there absolutely. But I am with you, Chloe. When you recognize when you've lost, you know, you lose yourself, you lose that passion,
Yeah.
and you need to go and redefine yourself.
Absolutely.
And I love how you said this though, because it is
2.0.
the 2.0. What we say. I mean, the business I'm doing with my cousin. This is the best chapter of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Like
that.
never knew that it could actually be
Yeah.
this good. And when you can really bring your passion and your purpose together and to go and do, and that's the
And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I think that's the concept that people
yes,
think.
thank you. I'm
Just
so glad you're
because-
saying
Yeah,
that.
just because it's the best part of our
Fucking
lives
hard.
doesn't mean that it wasn't a hard journey, right?
Exactly.
So I have this thing where I'm like, don't confuse the process with the outcome.
Yeah,
100%.
Right. So the process is what's going to get
Look
you.
at you
to,
coming in here dropping
you know,
these
yes,
nuggets
little nuggets.
already,
You don't
girl.
confuse the because we've had the sleepless nights.
Yes.
I built
Yeah.
a recording studio. I don't come from a rich family.
Same.
I don't come from an entrepreneur family. I had a lot of cup of noodle nights, making
Yeah.
sure that we
Amen.
had the lights on. I had high
That
blood
dollar
pressure by the
meal
time
at
we were done.
McDonald's
Okay,
was serving
okay,
for
the
a
dollar
long
menu.
time.
you
Oh, yeah, it's all
understand?
good.
So
Yep.
that was the process. But what I tell people is that when we go into these things and we meet these challenges, it gives us the opportunity to see the strategies that we can put in
Yes.
place.
Yes.
It shows us what we're capable of.
Yep.
We don't understand how we can expand or the things that we can endure or even overcome
Yep.
if there's no
if there's
challenges.
no adversity, then
There'll be
like
no testimony with no test. So
That's right.
That's
I
just really
love
what
it.
it is. I tell people if it's worth it, you'll go through it. But I don't support burnout. I don't support like sitting in depression.
Right.
If it's not something that it starts with your mentality and your
Mindset.
perspective.
Ooh,
right?
this is so good because
God, I
the
love you.
topic of this
I love you.
conversation really is called when the road gets tough, right? They say like the tough gets going, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You could stay it in, make a couple switches and change ups and still stick with it, or you could abandon it. I know you wanted to say something, Liana, but you.
Yeah, I jump onto your point. There's always valleys and peaks in every business, and sometimes you're stuck in the valley for a long time
Yeah.
before you get to a peak.
That's right.
And what I learned in the process is like so many people be like they want that leap.
Yes.
It's not about the leap. It's about building the bridge, and you got to build that bridge brick by brick.
Yeah.
And you won't understand. You might not realize it's Summit. I'm
Yeah.
coming to Summit.
Yes.
I went all in, and I
Yep.
just met amazing women. I'm
Yep.
working with men all the
Sometimes that's
time.
what we need. That's what
Yes.
we need, right? We don't even know that flip or that
Good.
shift or that pivot or whatever we want to call it or term it, right?
Right.
Is like the best thing that we didn't know we needed.
And you don't realize it at
that's
the time.
right.
And that's, I would say, probably the best thing of going through these rough times.
Yeah.
It's the people you surround yourself with.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It is
So
so
how-
important.